Hi, I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and shout out to bleepingcomputer.com where you can learn about security, get help with your computer, and help removing malware from your computer. And hopefully, Grindler, the owner, is feeling better after his surgery last year. And also, shout out to Jay's 2 cents. Jay, I hope you're going to be okay, bud. And finally, to Physics Girl, hope you get over that long COVID soon. Take care of yourself. Good thing you have a nice friend like Dustin and you have a nice husband. Also, if you want to learn more about security and you want to start at the beginning, I suggest darknetdiaries.com, or you can also find it on Apple and YouTube. All right, so that aside, we're going to take a look at a Cougar. No, not a live Cougar, a fan called Cougar. That's the brand. And here is the box. So as you can see, it's a nice looking fan. How nice? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see if it looks good when I plug in the ARGB. Well, there's that. I've got it set to that setting. Let me switch it over to something a little bit more interesting to look at that better shows the quality of the LEDs. If I can, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 LEDs. Okay. Let's try spectrum cycle. Nah, let's try rainbow. I think rainbow is a pretty good way to determine the quality, and you can see it shift, and even with only 7 LEDs, it's not really jerky. So that is, that is saying something. And there's the other side. It does have corner fans. You can daisy chain the ARGB but not the PWM, and there's no sleeving. Let's find out about, and as far as what you can use this for, I would recommend using this for either a lesser density air cooler or just on a case. Definitely can't be used for an air cooler. I mean water cooler. So let's find out what it sounds like. Got to get my fans ready here. Unless you guys are my fans, and then you're ready. I know. Everybody's got a fan somewhere. I've had more fame in my life, accidentally, than most people. So, let's listen to the sound first. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you noticed it, but look at this backside here, and look at those blades. There's a notch out of the back end of each I think it's the back end of each blade. And the front end, the leading end, it has a very sharp point there, and then we've got these things sticking out to help create a vortex, at least in theory. So let's find out in reality what happens. No, that's the bare minimum right there. No noise. Well, very minor noise. It's a low-pitched noise. There are actually 2 pitches. They're both low and they're kind of discordant. That's the maximum RPMs already. Pretty darn quiet. And I guess given that this only goes up to 1500 RPMs, I shouldn't be surprised. All right, now let's compare it to the Noctua, NFA 12 by 25. is often referenced as the best fan, although I don't personally agree, although I think it's a very good fan, and the bearings are probably the best. You can hear that high-pitched Noctua whine. Honestly, if this fan were running at 2,000 RPMs, it would probably be louder than the Noctua, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But at least the noise pitch is a lot lower than the Noctua, which makes it less noticeable. The bearings shut that down very, very fast, which is not a good sign. But then again, compared to the Noctua, everything shuts down pretty darn fast. Oh boy. So it's a pretty fan, very interesting to look at. It's got all this rippling in the blades and the notches and the protrusions and stuff, and it really, piques my curiosity. I'm wondering, what inspired them, if it has to do with Dr. Frank Fish's research, or if it's independent of that and led by some other factors. It doesn't really have much pressure. I mean, it says 1.02, I believe it was. 1.04. And I have to get this close to feel it, which is about right. As far as does it make a conical shape, absolutely. I can already feel it down here. So if their goal was to make a widely spreading wind, ooh, do you hear that? It doesn't like being in that direction. That's fine. If you have it blowing down, it's fine, but if you have it blowing up, it's not fine. Just a point there. Corner cushions are interesting looking because they used kind of a honeycomb. Wow. That's really interesting. All right, so is it amazing? Nah. Is it okay? Yeah. So I would ask that you please like and subscribe. Let people know about my channel. Help me build it up so that I'll be able to do more. Because at this point in time, it's pretty hard for me to put anything more into this channel. I mean, I still have some more stuff on order, primarily from the holidays, that hasn't arrived yet. Still waiting on some coolers, and I think there's a couple of fans left that haven't arrived yet. But aside from that, I'm gonna have to stop. I've just reached the point where I'm looking at my balance versus my debt, and I'm like, well, if I don't stop now, I'm not going to be able to pay my debts, and that obviously is a bad thing. So as much as I would like to continue to collect and fans for my inventory for testing and stuff, I can't. And that also means I can't invest any more money into fancy equipment to help me do testing, which, it is what it is. If you guys want me to investigate more expensive fans, then that would require financial support, which obviously I'm not getting from the manufacturers because I'm not going to be their shill, which is to say I'm not going to be advertising for them in a way that makes them look better than they really are. But yeah, it's a good fan. Nothing particularly special. Is it worth the $30 price tag? I got mine half off. But is it worth $30? Absolutely not. If you pay $30 for this, I'm sorry, Cougar, you're nuts. It's not worth $30. It's not worth $20. I mean, if it was $10, I would think that would be reasonable. But you guys are you're reaching. I mean, it's just insane. So let's look at the data.
All right, let's hurry up. Lunch is waiting. All right, the Cougar Vortex ARGB VX120 PWM HDB with a number on the fan that I recognize because it's the same number that is on the Cooler Master Blade Master. It's the DF1202512RFHN. Look, it's the same number, which I'm baffled by. You know, we're talking about Blade Master, a discontinued fan with a different blade structure, different frame structure. The only thing I can think of is maybe if it's not about frames all the time, maybe it's about the motors. So I'm not really sure, though. Black frame, translucent white blades. Again, I paid $15.50 for it, but normally it's a $29.99 fan, which is, you know. So I just wanted to show you that unless you get it on sale, you're paying way too much. Certifications from CE, Underwriter Laboratories, E312729, TÜV, and ROHS. Made in China, 120 by 25. Don't know the lifespan, but it's got a 1-year warranty. ARGB, there are 7 ARGB LEDs. And it is compatible with Asus, ASRock, MSI, and Gigabyte. 170 grams. They claim it's 126. I call bullshit. 9 blades versus the Noctua is 9 and 200 grams. And the Noctua has 150,000 hours minimum and a 6-year warranty. So, you know, if you have a choice between the Cougar VX120 or probably the VK120 as well, or the Noctua, don't even think about it. Ignore the Cougar. Because unless you're going to pay $10 for it, it's not worth it. 600 to 1500 RPMs versus 450 to 2000 RPMs on the Noctua. 200 RPMs plus or minus for the variants. I don't know why they couldn't bother to use percents. You know, it's some companies are just like, sorry, that's my lunch. I'm hungry. Some companies are like, you know what? I'm not going to do it the way everybody else does it, which I can appreciate because my testing, due to my financial constraints and my knowledge and, you know, what I know I can do and what I can't do, are different than a lot of other reviewers. But, yeah, it's irritating. Just everybody use a percentage, please. All right, maximum airflow, 48.98 cubic feet per minute. Maximum static pressure, 1.04 millimeters of water. 29.8 decibels max. 62 centimeter long fan cable. No daisy chaining or sleeve. 52 centimeter long LED cable with daisy chaining, no sleeve. PWM connector and ARGB standard and hydraulic bearing. 12 volts, maximum or minimum of 5. 1.68 watts, maximum of 3.84, 0.14 amps, maximum of 0.32, 5-volt LEDs. Unfortunately, they, like most companies, didn't bother to tell me or give us any information on that. It doesn't have any indicators of direction, of flow, or rotation, and it is a clockwise rotating fan. 4 screws, corner cushions, and that's all you get with it.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and share.